Every January, millions of people step onto treadmills, grip the heart rate monitors, and stare intensely at a tiny, blinking digital number representing the calories burned. We have been culturally conditioned to view physical activity as a simple mathematical transaction, a necessary penance paid for the food we ate, or a strict requirement for losing weight. But what if this hyper focus on the calorie deficit is blinding us to the most profound transformations happening inside our bodies? The truth is that using exercise solely as a weight management tool drastically underestimates its actual power. If you only look at the scale to measure progress, you are missing a microscopic symphony of chemical signals, cellular upgrades, and structural fortifications that occur every time you elevate your heart rate. Movement is not merely a mechanism for burning off excess energy. It is an intricate, highly evolved language that your muscles use to communicate with every major organ system, fundamentally altering how you age, think, and survive. By shifting our focus away from the digital readout on a cardio machine, we can unlock a much deeper, more sustainable motivation to stay active. Understanding the hidden physiological benefits of movement transforms exercise from a daily chore into a vital investment in our long term vitality. Stay with us to uncover exactly how a simple workout rewires your biology, proving how exercise strengthens your body far beyond calories. When you lift a weight, pedal a bike, or simply walk up a steep flight of stairs, your muscle fibers forcefully contract. For decades, scientists viewed skeletal muscle mostly as a mechanical system, a series of biological levers and pulleys designed solely to move the skeleton through space. However, modern exercise physiology has revealed a stunning reality. Skeletal muscle is actually one of the largest endocrine organs in the human body, and as it contracts, it manufactures and releases powerful signaling molecules called myokines directly into your bloodstream. These myokines act like highly specialized biological couriers, traveling far beyond the working muscle to deliver urgent health promoting messages to your liver, fat tissue, and brain. They do not just sit passively in the blood waiting to be cleared out. Instead, they actively bind to receptors on other organs, instructing them to optimize metabolism, repair damaged tissue, and mobilize stored resources. Your muscles are literally talking to the rest of your body, and physical movement is the essential trigger for this vital biochemical conversation. One of the most critical messages these molecular couriers deliver involves the immediate suppression of chronic inflammation. Low grade, systemic inflammation is a silent, insidious driver behind many modern health crises, including type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and certain forms of cancer. When you exercise, specific myokines flood the systemic circulation, acting as potent anti inflammatory agents that calm an overactive immune system and protect your healthy cells from inflammatory damage. This internal defense mechanism explains why regular physical activity is so incredibly effective at preventing chronic illness over a lifespan. Movement is quite literally the best medicine you can prescribe yourself, manufacturing a customized pharmaceutical defense with every step and every repetition. The anti inflammatory shield created by a consistent exercise routine works around the clock, providing a level of systemic protection that does a tremendous amount of good, far surpassing what any single pill or supplement can replicate. The benefits of this internal pharmacy extend directly into your cardiovascular health, fortifying the very pathways that keep you alive. Beyond just making the heart muscle stronger and more efficient, physical activity profoundly impacts endothelial function. The endothelium is the delicate single cell layer lining the inside of your blood vessels. It is heavily responsible for regulating your blood pressure, preventing dangerous clotting, and ensuring smooth, uninterrupted blood flow to every tissue in your body. Research consistently demonstrates that the sheer stress of blood pumping vigorously during exercise trains this delicate vascular lining to become highly responsive and structurally resilient. A healthy endothelium produces ample amounts of nitric oxide, a crucial signaling molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen when necessary. When this vital vascular lining is optimized through regular movement, the risk of arterial stiffness and dangerous plaque buildup plummets dramatically. The cardiovascular system, once fortified by this continuous adaptation, becomes a highly efficient delivery network. The heart pumps larger volumes of blood with significantly less effort, and the expansive network of relaxed, flexible blood vessels ensures that oxygen and essential nutrients reach the furthest extremities of your body without resistance. This enhanced delivery system reduces the daily mechanical wear and tear on your heart, significantly lowering the long term risk of catastrophic cardiac events. While the heart efficiently pumps oxygenated blood throughout the body, it is the microscopic powerhouses inside your cells that actually utilize it to keep you alive. This brings us to the critical concept of mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are the tiny, complex organelles responsible for converting the oxygen you breathe and the food you consume into usable cellular energy. As we age, or when we remain chronically sedentary, these cellular powerhouses become sluggish, diminished in number, and far less efficient at producing the energy we need. Exercise forces a profound, necessary adaptation at this deeply microscopic level. When you consistently demand more energy from your muscles during a workout, the body responds by initiating a biological process called mitochondrial biogenesis. It literally builds brand new mitochondria while simultaneously repairing and optimizing the existing ones. This cellular upgrade means your entire body becomes exceptionally efficient at generating energy, not just during an intense workout, but throughout every hour of your day. This cellular transformation is exactly why getting moving actually cures the feeling of persistent daily fatigue. It often seems counterintuitive that expending physical energy makes you feel more vibrant and energetic later, but the underlying science is exceptionally clear. By upgrading your cellular power plants, you permanently raise your baseline energy levels, meaning the dreaded afternoon slumps disappear and your routine daily tasks require a mere fraction of your previous effort. But what if the most profound impact of this biological upgrade happens not in the skeletal muscles or the cardiovascular system, but entirely within the mind? The real surprise lies in how consistent physical movement physically alters the structure, volume, and processing capability of the human brain. When you elevate your heart rate and increase blood flow to the head, your body dramatically increases the production of a crucial protein known as brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Often described by leading neuroscientists as miracle grow for the brain, this powerful molecule is absolutely essential for neurogenesis, which is the creation of entirely new neurons. It also actively strengthens the synapses, which are the vital communication connections between your existing brain cells. The sudden flood of BDNF triggered by physical activity specifically targets the hippocampus, the critical brain region responsible for memory formation, spatial navigation, and complex learning. This specific area is notoriously vulnerable to age related shrinking and devastating neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's disease. By consistently bathing the brain in this neurotrophic factor, exercise physically preserves brain volume, keeping the mind remarkably sharp, agile, and resilient against cognitive decline. Beyond memory retention, this biochemical shift plays a massive, undeniable role in regulating our emotional well being and daily mood. Regular physical activity alters the availability and processing of key neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, effectively acting as a highly potent, natural antidepressant. By reducing the toxic buildup of stress hormones and increasing overall neuroplasticity, movement gives the brain the structural integrity it needs to process anxiety, stress, and emotional trauma much more effectively. All of these intricate mechanisms, the muscle derived couriers, the enhanced vascular flexibility, the newly built cellular power plants, and the brain boosting proteins, operate simultaneously in a beautiful biological symphony. When we finally stop viewing exercise through the narrow, restrictive lens of a daily calorie deficit, we can appreciate this integrated biological mastery. Movement is the master genetic switch that turns on our inherent potential for a long, vibrant, and disease free life. Unfortunately, the modern fitness industry often obscures this empowering truth with aggressive marketing campaigns focused entirely on rapid aesthetic transformations and immediate weight loss. This superficial messaging creates a toxic, discouraging cycle of fleeting motivation and inevitable failure. When the bathroom scale does not move as quickly as expected, millions of people quit their routines, entirely unaware that they were already successfully remodeling their arteries, expanding their brain tissue, and fortifying their immune system. Breaking free from this scale obsessed mindset requires a fundamental, lasting shift in how we measure our personal health success. The true, meaningful metrics of effective exercise are found in how easily you can carry groceries up a hill, how clearly you can focus during a stressful afternoon meeting, and how deeply and restfully you sleep at night. These real world improvements are the direct results of an optimized physiology, clearly signaling that your internal environment is thriving. The echoes of balanced nutrition and consistent movement resonate powerfully through every single decade of human life. Whether you are currently 30 years old or well into your 70s, the biological response to physical demand remains incredibly robust and reliable. Your cells never truly lose their innate ability to adapt, repair, and upgrade themselves when given the proper physical stimulus. This means it is quite literally never too late to start building your internal physiological defenses. To properly harness this life changing power, your daily focus must be on long term consistency rather than punishing extreme intensity. You do not need to run ultra marathons or lift massive, intimidating weights to trigger these systemic health benefits. A brisk daily walk through your neighborhood, a moderate cycling session, or consistent basic resistance training is more than enough to release those vital chemical messengers and keep your biological machinery running smoothly. The ultimate goal is simply to make varied movement an inescapable, non negotiable part of your daily lifestyle architecture. Park your car further away from the entrance, choose the stairs instead of the elevator, or dedicate just 30 uninterrupted minutes a day to intentionally raising your heart rate. Every single bout of physical activity is a valuable deposit into your physiological retirement account, compounding significantly over time to protect you against physical frailty and cognitive decline. As modern longevity research continues to evolve at a rapid pace, the consensus among global medical professionals is overwhelmingly clear and unified. There is absolutely no pharmaceutical intervention currently in existence that can safely replicate the broad spectrum, disease preventing, and life enhancing effects of regular physical activity. It remains the closest thing humanity has to a genuine fountain of youth, a healing mechanism encoded directly into our ancient DNA. The very next time you tie your shoes in preparation for a workout, completely forget about the calories you might burn. Remember instead that you are about to trigger a massive cascade of cellular upgrades, fortify the walls of your heart, and deeply nourish your brain. You are not just burning off energy to change your appearance, you are actively building a fundamentally stronger, sharper, and far more resilient version of yourself from the inside out.